Listen, y'all now tune in to No Jumper, all right? And we got the most exclusive stuff. This is the coolest podcast, and I'm your host, 607 Unk, not the punk.
And I'm the co-host.
Yeah, I gotta put you here, right? I was gonna say you was the co-host.
Oh.
But I was gonna let everybody know you was the co-host.
Do you then?
Listen, we got somebody special today because everybody is like watching the Diddy trial and they're watching it closely. But in No Jumper, y'all know we got the exclusive. So we got exclusively today. Let our viewers know who you is, gang.
Yeah, my name is Mel. I'm with WatchingTheWorld 777 on YouTube. I'm covering the Diddy trial every day from the courtroom and bringing the realest news to you.
Right. So you covering it from the courtroom. So you see Diddy face to face.
Absolutely.
You work at the courthouse?
Every day. No, I'm just attending the trial. I've been attending the trial since day one.
So what's your employment?
Every day
you have like employment there at the courthouse?
No, I'm attending as a part of the public. So typically they allow about 14 people to get in from the public. They allow from the media about 21 people.
And you one of them 21 people that's in there?
Yes, I'm one of the people in the courtroom every day since the beginning. So I've heard every testimony. I see Diddy. On my channel, I tell you what Diddy's wearing. I tell you what Cassie wore last week. I interact with Diddy often. He turns around. He blows kisses to his family like this. And also to people like myself, spectators, he'll say, thanks for coming. And then if it's people that don't agree with him, he kind of deals with them too. So initially when we first started the trial, Diddy walked in, he looked very terrified, especially the first week when they were choosing the jury. But as of Friday, when Cassie gave her last testimony and things went south on their side, Diddy really started to come alive, celebrating. He started blowing kisses to his family. He just was ecstatic with joy. I guess he feels like there's a good chance of him being able to turn this around. So I get to see it all, and I'm here today to answer your questions or whatever you guys would like me to do here.
Right, that's crazy because Diddy probably blowing kisses. He probably ready to blow some kisses on some I don't know. But I don't know. Tony, I know you do that all the time, but we talking about Diddy right now, all right? But look, back to the Diddy trial, because it's going crazy. You inside the Diddy trial. Is there any baby oil inside the trial? I don't know. I really want to know that.
Well, no baby oil inside the building that I could see, but we did see some baby oil on Friday.
Oh, what happened on Friday?
Lots of baby oil.
Well, what was it?
Okay, so on Friday, after Cassie ended her testimony, they brought in the lady from Homeland Security that headed up his arrest.
Right.
And you heard about him getting arrested. And so she basically broke down all the components of what they found inside the hotel room that he was staying in. They showed pictures of all the rooms. And there were, I believe, 20 bottles of baby oil, something like that.
20 bottles?
There was, there was Astroglide. I forget the exact number, but they showed various, there was baby oil in the dresser. There was baby oil in the bathrooms.
And wait, where was all this stuff at? Where is all of this stuff?
Hold on. There was 5 bottles of baby oil in the tub. They showed us pictures of that. There was 2 pink, small, you see the cocaine bags. There was 2 bags of ketamine. It was pink. $9,000 in cash. There was like movie lights that you put up to if you want to film a show or whatever. They had some of those lights. There was a phone on a stand as though someone was trying to take a picture of the bed. So basically, from what they described and showed us in court, they actually, there was some pill bottles, and on the name of the pill bottle, it was Diddy's alias, Frank Black. That was his alias on the prescription bottle, and they passed that around to the jurors and let them feel and touch the evidence that came from the trial. In fact, the prosecutor told the lady from the Homeland Security to take these scissors and cut the bag open and then pass the components around that you found the day that you arrested him. They passed it around to the jurors. So, yeah, there was basically they were painting a picture that there were freak offs happening in the hotel room.
In the same hotel.
Okay. I heard the little sassiness that came from you when you said, hold on. Don't tell me to hold on, okay? Do you understand what I'm telling you? Don't tell me to hold on. No.
We can't do that, Tony.
I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. Don't tell me hold on.
He inside Diddy trial.
Don't tell me. Don't tell me no. Hold on. I understand you a little sassy over there. I can tell it over there. I can tell that you a little sassy. Yeah, I see how you looking at me. Don't tell me no. Hold on.
So hold on. Wait a minute.
Oh, come on, Tony.
Go ahead. What?
Hey, hold on. Thank you for your explanation. I appreciate you.
The fuck? All right, listen. I'm sorry about that. We kind of like new to this.
Don't slap the shit out of him.
No, listen, not her. Listen, we new to this, right?
I don't give a fuck about no Diddy trial. You a bitch.
Stop.
You up here tell him what's going on in the trial. You a bitch.
Tony, we talking about the trial, Tony.
Don't mess with
Listen. Look, Tony, I apologize. No. Tony, we sorry. No. Tony, it's good. Tony, listen, I'm sorry about that. Right? I'm sorry about that.
No, don't sweat. Hey, that's light work. Let's get back to Diddy. We covering the Diddy trial, man.
Yeah. We lost one. Listen, that was crazy as hell. But back to Diddy. So you saying they went to the court building and it was like plenty baby oil, you said? They got 20 bottles of baby oil? So he been doing
a lot of bottles. I forget the exact number. I think I wrote it down. I could give you the exact number.
Yeah, give me the exact number. We gotta know. We gotta know how much baby oil it takes to we need to know.
There was five bottles in the tub. There was two bottles in the nightstand. 2 bottles. So I'd say there was at least 10 bottles of baby oil, but I'll get you the exact number from my notes.
So you take the notes. So exact number from the notes. So he had a lot of baby oil there.
I'll get that for you.
So baby oil should be illegal at this point. I'm just saying, like,
well, listen, let me tell you something about the testimony from the trial.
Right.
There was no drugs in the baby oil.
No drugs in the baby oil.
As a part of the testimony from Cassie, the only thing that happened to the baby oil is that they would put it under hot running water to get it nice and hot for the freak off.
Nice and hot. So it was hot baby oil going around and putting on people.
The testimony that came through from Cassie is that he liked to have it shining.
He liked to have it shiny. Stop playing with me, gang. Stop playing. Listen, explain to me Cassie's viewpoint of Diddy. What kind of questions did they ask her about Diddy? Like, because it seemed to be all about Cassie and not about nothing else.
Well, no, I think Cassie is probably like 20% of this whole case. Basically, what they were asking her is about how they started their relationship, because she started off as his artist. So basically, you had the prosecutors. They examined her first. They did direct examination, and then there was a cross-examination. But she basically described, in fact, the only time I really saw her crying was when she was talking about her relationship with Diddy. When they showed her the video that you see online of her getting beaten, you don't get to see any crying out of her. It's only when she was talking about her past relationship. But for the most part, and even on Friday, she revealed that she did have a lot of love for Diddy.
How does she say the relationship went? Like, how does she explain that?
She explained that she was getting beat a lot.
What do you mean beat a lot?
She was, just like in the video, she was getting beat in the head, kicked in the back. That came out in court. She was having vases thrown at her, just like what happened in that hotel video. On Friday, the girl from Danity Kane, I think her name is Don Rashad.
Mm-hmm. She
said that one time they were in the studio and Cassie was making Diddy some eggs, and Diddy came downstairs. Can we cuss on here?
Do what you want to do. This is a snitch platform.
Oh, okay. And Diddy came downstairs and said, "Where the f is my eggs at?"
Right.
And he grabbed Cassie and pulled her upstairs by her neck. And they heard
over eggs?
Diddy beating her, over eggs, beating her, kicking her. And they heard a lot of glass breaking. And so the very next time that they were in the studio, the girl testified that Diddy told her that love has a lot of passion and various things can happen when you love somebody. But he said also, if you talk, that people lose their lives for talking, or, you know. And so he handed them flowers. And at that point, the defense stood up and they said objection because now they're trying to paint him as a mob boss.
That is mob boss. He mob bossing that pussy around. Why are you beating her like that for? But she said,
so every go ahead.
No, every what?
Every week she'd pretty much have a freak off and sleep with the male escort. So these men, we saw one that came into the trial on the very first witness was a escort.
Wow.
I'll give you the first name was Daniel. And he was hired from a company. I won't say their name due to legal purposes. I don't want to give too much information.
This is this platform. Say their name one time for us, for no jumper.
It was something Cowboys and Angels or something.
Cowboys and Angels. Yeah, you got snitch for no jumper. Now finish.
Yeah. So anyway, it is what it is. So this Daniel guy talked about how he basically fell in love with Cassie, even though he was just a freak off guy. And they really spent, I'd say, about a half a day asking him questions and getting all the details.
She fell in love with the nigga she fell in love with the slave?
Well, he fell in love with her because he said the first time that he was hired as a sex worker, he said that he went there and whoever the man was that was in the room was sitting in the corner, masturbating. He said that he had on a baseball hat and like a bandana under the baseball hat.
No.
And the man never said anything.
No.
And he says he didn't recognize the girl, but he said she was beautiful when she opened the door. It was her birthday.
Stop playing with me.
And he said the only way he realized who it was is that he recognized the voice and that it was the defendant.
Stop playing with me.
And so that was pretty interesting.
Gang, stop playing with me. I'm talking about somebody was in the corner jacking off. Stop playing with me, gang.
That's a part of the freak off.
So who was in the corner? That's what I'm trying to say. Who was in the corner was jacking off?
The defendant.
They saying Puff Daddy was kneel down in the corner jacking off?
Not kneel down, just sitting in the corner.
Come on, gang. What's the difference between kneeling down and sitting in the corner? If you jacking off, you jacking off.
Yeah, I'm just telling you from, what the perspective of what I heard.
So they said that. So yeah. She said she loved him. What can make her love somebody like that?
No. He loved her. He loved the escort fell in love with Cassie.
How many times did he have Cassie?
Let's see. For that particular one, I don't know the exact number, but it was numerous times. And sometimes they were being flown around the country, so that's where you get the charges.
Come on, man. Cassie liked him too. If he keep on coming back, Cassie had
sex trafficking.
So Cassie didn't like him too?
That did not come out in court, so I can't really speak on that.
Right, but she did say she loved P. Diddy, right? You said that. She said in the open court that she loved P. Diddy.
She loved him, and on Friday they said, "You love him now," and she says, "I loved him then."
She loved him then, so she don't love him no more now.
Right.
So did she win some money or something, a lawsuit or something like that? Did she get some money? Did she get paid?
She testified on Friday. Basically, it was the last part of her testimony. And the defense asked her, they says, have you gotten any additional money in regards to this event that happened at the hotel? She said no. And then they asked her basically, are you expecting any money or something to that effect? And then the defense says, is it true that you were awarded $10 million from the hotel? And she said, yeah. And the courtroom went crazy. And then they said, is it true that you won that within the last 30 days? And the courtroom went crazy. And that was the end of the case.
She got $10 million.
That was the end of her testimony.
She got $10 million
from additional $10 million
from the hotel.
Yes, sir.
For what reason?
Well, they didn't reveal that, but it happened at the hotel. So whatever came out, they didn't tell us. Right. But there's a reason, obviously.
Did it come out how the tape got released? Like what made that tape go viral over the internet? Did that come out in court?
So I could tell you pretty much how the tape was released.
How was it released?
I'll tell you how it was recorded. So the event happened, according to what's expressed in court, there was a freak off happening. And it wasn't going that good, and Cassie tried to leave early. And so she's running away from she's leaving that freak off. And then you see the video that we saw come over CNN where she's leaving and Diddy comes down the hall. So there's a male escort in the room that she's actually leaving from that event.
While she was leaving, his dick was too big? Too big of a dick?
I don't know about that part.
I don't know.
So then
I just want to know. This is a gay platform too. Oh,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, finish. I'm sorry. I don't want to make it uncomfortable. We want to know about the Diddy stuff. I don't want to make it uncomfortable. I'm not Tony. I'm not gay. I'm straight.
Okay.
Okay, good. Yeah. So the Diddy trial. Who else testified outside of Cassidy? Outside of Cassidy testified. Who else testified?
Let's see. So other than Cassie, you had the Homeland Security person that I told that had the items that were taken from the hotel room when he was arrested. And then you had Dawn Rashad, the girl from Danity Kane. She was the last person to testify on Friday.
And what was her testimony like?
Her testimony talked about her career with Diddy, and she did not express anything so far as her being abused. But she did talk about how she saw Cassie being abused in various times.
I mean, how you get abused if you stay in a relationship? That's what I really can't understand. Why did Cassie say she stayed?
Well, she said that she loved Diddy, number one.
Come on, gang.
That was the main reason that she would give.
She likes sex
but
too.
He also, as far as the state is trying to say that she stayed because she was coerced. Basically, they're saying that Diddy did a 10-year contract with her. She was supposed to do 10 albums, right?
The fuck?
She only did one, and then she got thrown into doing straight freak offs, and never made another album.
Hold up.
That's what came out in court.
Wow, so she got signed to 10. Who the f get signed to a 10-album deal?
Yeah, she was signed to a
10 albums, and Diddy only did one, and after that she had to do freak offs?
Yeah, she was a model when they first met, and after she became the girlfriend, she was not really allowed to go back and model and do her own shows and things like that. Wow. She also made money from appearances too.
What kind of appearances?
She would go to clubs, just like most of the celebrities. You get paid several thousands to show up and just make an appearance or just do a song or two.
So did he give her any money for that 10-year deal, or did it come out in court? Did he pay her anything?
They didn't talk about that part. They didn't tell us that initial deal, how much money she was paid from the beginning.
Right. Now, I want my viewers to know this. From you viewing the trial, day in and day out, because you watch, how many days the trial been going on now?
2 solid weeks. I've been there for 10 days.
And how many testimonies have you seen in them 10 days?
I've seen all of the jury selection, and I've seen 5 selections from 5 witnesses.
And how did the jury selection look? Do it look like they white, they black, or what they look like?
Okay, let me break it down for you. You have 4 black ladies. You have 2 black men. You have 8 white guys.
Oh, he lost.
One elderly white lady, and maybe 2 Middle Eastern looking guys. Something like that. That's the general. I'm giving you the general, because there you have the main 12, and then you have some backups, the alternative jurors. But here's the thing. I'll give you this little tidbit. There was a big dispute in the case because the defense was upset because there were 9 black guys when they were trying to determine who the jurors would be.
Oh, yeah, 9 black guys.
7. Listen, they struck 7 of them and only kept 2. Right. So the defense did not like that, you know?
They didn't like that. 9 black guys, he gonna win because they all wanted some dick. I don't know. Listen, I'm just trying to figure out the trial is going on. After all these 10 days of trial, how do you think the outcome is? Like right now, if the trial was to end right now, what do you think the verdict would be?
That I can't really say.
Come on, man.
When it comes to, listen, I'm going to give it to you. I think that based on the fact that the Southern District of New York, their conviction rate is 99%, there's no way you could walk out of this. I attended Trump's trial, and he got 34 felonies. So if he got 34 felonies, I'm saying it's going to take a miracle for him to get out of this case.
Ain't they dropping cases and dropping charges on him now?
On Trump?
On Diddy. Then they
on Diddy?
And they dropping some charges or something like that? Oh, no.
No. From the beginning of the trial, everything still stands. That's not in court.
Right. And that's cool, man. Listen, thanks.
Can I go?
What? Can you go where?
Can I just tell you what the charges are real quick?
Yeah, tell me the charges.
All right. So number one is racketeering. And their explanation, part of the enterprise course over time, where his bodyguards, chief of staff for 20 years, kidnapped, arson, bribery, obstruction, transporting people over state lines. So that's number one, racketeering. He did all that.
Yeah, he racketeering.
So that's why they have it. Listen, they have it him as racketeering, and people are saying, well, it's only one person. But keep in mind that these other people may have taken a plea deal. So that's why it's possibly racketeering too. Number two is, let's see. Sex trafficking, which involves fraud, force, and coercion. And they said fraud is to lie about a material fact. So that's the second one. Number three is transporting across state lines. It says Cassie and Jane and sex workers.
This whole thing about
had
Cassie.
Control over everybody. So they said that he had control over all of them. And even his personal assistant was abused along the way. So this is a big problem.
Who was the personal assistant? Who was the personal assistant? The Belvedere dude with the umbrella? That's the umbrella man?
No, it was a female.
What they say about Meek Mill? What they say about Meek Mill? Did Meek Mill get fucked?
There's nothing in there about homosexuality.
Come on, gang, stop playing with me. They say something about Meek Mill. I know they say something about Meek Mill.
Not yet.
Not yet, but it's coming. But it's coming then.
We're early in the trial.
But I'm saying, is the Meek Mill coming? Is it coming? Meek Mill gay? That's coming out. I want my viewers to know that's coming out.
We don't. I don't know. I can't speak. They haven't spoken his name. He hasn't been mentioned yet. No Meek Mill.
No Meek Mill yet, but it's coming. We could
possibly.
It's possible that it's coming. All right. What about Justin Bieber? Justin Bieber coming too? Is Justin Bieber coming?
They haven't stated Justin Bieber.
So
no.
Have they said anybody that the internet been saying was gay? Have any of them names been mentioned and been running around on the internet?
No, none of those names.
That shit been all fake. Hey, Mr. Jay-Z? Jay-Z been getting some booty too?
No.
Jay-Z ain't got no booty. Jay-Z did get some booty.
The only thing that's you could say it's been real weird is the semen on nipples, and that's it.
Semen on nipples? Who has semen on nipples?
Well, that was a part of the case that.
Tell me about the nipples.
The defendant would have the escort's semen rubbed on his nipples, and that's it.
So he want man nut on his nipple? Come on, gang. P. Diddy ain't want no man nut on his nipples, gang. Stop playing with me.
Brother, I'm
Stop playing with me.
Tell you what I'm telling you, brother.
No, we cutting that part out. Josh, cut that part out. Now, cut that part out. We not doing that about Diddy. Ain't no way he had no nut on his nipples, gang. Stop playing with me. Stop fucking playing with me, gang.
I'm telling you straight facts, brother.
Say that again so my viewers can hear it again. What they said?
I said, I'm telling you straight facts.
What's the fact?
That he had the escort's semen on nipples.
God, he wanted semen on his nipples and baby oil boiled hot and rubbed on them. Is that what you said?
Yes, sir. I said that. That's what I'm only conveying to you. Listen, I'm only conveying to you what has been presented so far.
It's over for Diddy, gang. Hot baby oil. Hot.
You gotta do the down. You have to do a download to tell us what's gonna happen in his future.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. My spiritual sense has been disconnected. Right, you disconnected you disconnected when you told me something about the nipples, gang. I can't imagine telling nobody to ejaculate on my nipples, gang. That got to be gay. We got to ask Adam about that. Let me call Adam. Where my phone at? If that's real, Adam, no. Hey, where Adam at? That shit not real.
Let me explain to you so you don't get it mixed up.
Yeah, explain that to me.
Let me just explain this to you
because Adam had to try.
Out of here. Okay, so listen. The first sex worker said that he would have sex with the victim, and that listen, he would ejaculate on her, and then her and the defendant would leave out of the room and go into the next room, and sometimes they'd be gone for hours, and he'd be sitting there wondering what's going on. He'd get bored, whatever. Okay, so then Cassie, when she came on and gave her testimony, she said that the escorts would ejaculate on her stomach. Her and the defendant would go into the next room, and he would like for her to take the semen and rub it on his nipple.
Oh my God! You got you, man. You gotta get the out of here. I'm not playing with you no more. You playing with Diddy, man. I'm sick of you. Listen, man. Get the off here. No jumper. We out of here, man. This is No Jumper, the coolest podcast. Ain't no way Diddy put no motherfucking nut on his nipples.